One thing about us here at All Indiana, we love comedians. And there's something about a comedian who does stand-up with a Scottish accent. The jokes are so much funnier, if I do say so myself, especially if that comedian is Daniel Sloss.
Daniel Sloss, he's appearing at the Egyptian Room at Old National Center in October and in Chicago as well in November. You can get your tickets early because this guy is super hot and he's joining us now all the way from the other side of the pond.
Yes, in Edinburgh, Scotland. There we, Daniel, did we do it right? Because you said you laugh at Americans when we try to say it.
You smashed it. That was spot on. So much so we could give you a passport for here now. That's the only qualification. You say Edinburgh properly, you get to live in this country.
Oh,
Perfect.
I love it. Well, tell us a little bit about your U.S. tour.
Well, I mean, it's kind of last minute because we were waiting to see whether I was allowed to come over because my last one was cancelled due to COVID. And we've managed to get it in. And I think it's about 6 weeks. And I'm just very excited to get back. I make fun of America a lot, but it comes from a loving place because I love gigging in the States. I really love it. I think they're the comedy capital of the world.
Daniel, I love that you say gigging. I'm Mackenzie. I am Scottish, so I'm very proud of a fellow Scot, and this will be great. So what's your view on Americans? Tell us what you pick on us for. We can take it.
I just, you're the only country in the world that if I walked up to any American in the street and said, what's the greatest country in the world, I would roughly assume that about 75-80% of Americans would say America is the greatest country in the world. You go to any country in Europe, you walk down the street in Edinburgh and ask any Scottish person what the greatest country in the world is. They will not tell you Scotland. Scotland won't even cross their mind. They will list 50 other countries before they get to their own country. They were like, we're okay. I like the confidence of Americans and the energy, man. Like
yes.
It just inherently happy people with big laughs.
Yeah,
I love that. Now, that's true. That's very true. You talk about, just being confident. And honestly, you're pretty confident. You accomplished quite a bit for a guy so young. I mean, opening for the Dave Chappelle, comedy festivals all around the globe, a TV deal with none other than Conan, okay? Netflix specials. What drives you, man? And can we hold $5 and, maybe you can get our groceries too?
You've got to remember, it only seems like I'm confident for a 30-year-old, but because I'm from Scotland, our life expectancy is way less. So I'm middle-aged. This is my midlife crisis. I got about 20 good years, and then I'm out.
I feel that. Tell us about, I know you found a slew of new fans due to quarantining, but people found you online, fell in love with you, which is so easy to do. So tell us a little bit about your following there.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously when Scotland went into a pretty big lockdown for a very long time, and it's very hard as a comedian to create content because my only skill is standing on stage in front of a room full of people and telling jokes. And then thankfully, because everyone was so bored during quarantine, their standards for entertainment dropped so low that every Friday I would just day drinking is a pastime here in Scotland. If it's a sunny day,
what's
go
your
outside.
drink of choice, Daniel?
Whiskey.
Of course, naturally.
Hey, some stereotypes are very, very true.
What does Scots wear under their kilt then?
If they're a true Scotsman, nothing.
Oh, interesting. So that's
but you can always tell where I've been to Scottish weddings before where the groom has been wearing underwear under the kilt, and he's been chased down by his best men, and the pants ripped off. Like, it's a big no-no.
See, you learned something new today.
What I love so much about you is that you've had a lot of different experience. I mean, especially with being with people like Dave Chappelle and Conan. I mean, has there been any surprising moments for you, with your interactions with them?
Oh man, like when I got offered the chance to support Dave Chappelle, I said no, because I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan, and my biggest nightmare would be to die or bomb in front of Dave Chappelle. Like that, I'm just like, I can't risk I do very well at comedy, but there's always a 1% chance that you're going to do badly. So I was like, I can't do it. I can't risk Dave Chappelle seeing me one time, and then that one time just me stinking out a room full of his fans. And I said no, and then my dad found out, and my dad's a huge comedy fan, and he was like, if you don't take this gig, I will sincerely disown you. Like, I just can't.
Yes,
like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. opportunity. So I phoned back, and Dave's one of the kindest men in comedy, and he let me back on. And I had a great gig. I mean, obviously nowhere near compared to what he had. There was times when I was on stage doing 10 minutes and I'm looking at the audience and I'm like, look, I know that we're both waiting for Dave Chappelle. I'm very aware that I'm like the adverts before the movie, right? This is the time when you get your drinks, whatever. We're all here for the GOAT.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, we can't wait for this. Again, we get to check you out in the Egyptian Room at Old National Center in October, and then again in Chicago in November. Tickets available right now, DanielSloss.com. Good luck with the tour, Daniel. Anything you want to leave your fans with until we can feast our eyes on you in person?
All I would say please watch my Netflix specials before you buy any tickets to my show. Don't listen to this interview and go, oh, he seems sweet, and then come and see me, because this is pre-Watershed. This isn't how I talk in real life. Please watch my stand-up. Don't make the same mistake so many other people have made.
Oh man, what do we say to somebody in Scotland who does a good job? Is there like a thing? Like, do we say bravo? What do you guys say?
Good one.
Good one.
Good one. All right, cool. Daniel, you're the coolest. We can't wait for your show, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me.